bring on Lisa Miller right now, consumer and marketing strategist. Lisa, is there any inflation out there right now? Prices up? I'm just asking.
Yeah, maybe so. I think I heard 40. They keep on saying a new high. So, yeah, I think there's a little inflation out there.
All right, what's that doing to consumers? I mean, when are consumers going to say enough is enough when it comes to paying more for goods and services?
Well, what's so fascinating is that when the consumers are thinking about, gosh, everything is going up in price, sometimes it's like, well, maybe I need to buy something now because the prices are going to go up tomorrow and the next month, versus which things do you kind of put on the back burner. So our data from just this last weekend was basically saying, you know what, clothes and shoes, people are like, heck, maybe I need to get that now because prices are going to go up. So going back to work and maybe going on vacation, so they might want to feel a little bit better. And car repairs. You know, our cars have been sitting at home. We haven't been driving. So that's the other thing people want to spend money on now before the prices go up.
Well, they probably want to spend money on car repairs because the price of used automobiles and new vehicles have gone up also, especially used vehicles.
Yes, and, you know, the other side of that equation, so those are the things that people want to spend money on now before prices go up, but absolutely what's going on the back burner is, you know, buying homes. The prices are up so high, inventories are low, interest rates are going up. So homes, you know, people are going to put on the back burner. Even remodels, you know, I know we're doing kind of a remodel that was supposed to be, you know, done in a couple months. It's almost been a year, and it's still not done, a remodel. And then the other one is cars, and you're right, you know, inventories are low on cars, but I don't know about for you, but I've never seen, you know, used cars be more expensive, you know, today than when you bought it. Like, they've gone up in price. You know, they're charging more than what they paid for originally. It's crazy.
Talking to Lisa Miller right now, consultant with decades of experience studying consumers. Lisa, you just completed a survey, and that's what you're talking about, to determine the percentage of consumers who are buying now before prices go up more. And as you just mentioned, apparel and shoes up, car repairs now. But what consumers are putting off until the prices come down? Home remodels, buying a home, buying a car. What's that do to the economy?
Well, I think what it is that, you know, it's going to be a bumpy road. And I just saw a report even on restaurant sales, and, you know, restaurant sales are down the last couple of weeks. But, you know, I think it's going to be kind of a buckle up from an economy standpoint, because people just are a little nervous about how much higher prices are going to go. So I think it's going to be a little rough. I think Q2 is going to be rough. And, you know, last year, Q2, everybody was high-fiving. You know, we were kind of back to air quote normal, but I think this year's going to be tough.
Okay, what about the restaurant industry? How is it? Because a lot of people cooped up during the pandemic, not out and about. Now they want to get out. They want to socialize. They want to go out to dinner and have a meal. But prices are through the roof, especially when it comes to like steaks and some other meats.
Right. And what's so fascinating is that, you know, casual dining was, you know, having a really rough time of it before COVID. And honestly, you know, it was crushing to that industry. But what the silver lining of it is that we realized we kind of like to go out to eat. So I think it's going to be, with the prices so high, as I mentioned, literally last week's restaurant sales, the traffic was down. But what we need to think about is, how do those restaurants deliver joy? You know, I've been measuring joy since the beginning of the pandemic, and restaurants need to provide an experience that's worth it. So people will go out to eat, but now they're going to have choices to say, I can't go out all the time, so I better pick a place that I know I'm going to have a great experience and make it worth it. And those are the companies that are going to win in these rough times that we see coming.
Lisa, it's Carmen. For months and months, the Biden administration and Jen Psaki have used the term transitory when it comes to these high numbers. And in the last 55 days, they've started to use the term or phrase, the Putin price hike. Are those fallacies?
You know, that is a great question. What I can tell you, because I've been thinking about this consumer behavior, about what I'm going to buy now versus what I'm going to put off, those big ticket items, historically, you do see kind of go up and down, right? So home prices go up, home prices come down. But there's some things that once companies take price, like let's say restaurants or let's say retail, usually you don't see those prices come back down. And, you know, businesses have to, you know, take a price, you've got to deal it back. back. You've got to offer a sale, a coupon, and that's just not good. So I don't know. I think there are going to be some industries that are going to be transitory, like homes, but restaurant prices, I don't know that I see them coming back down.
Well, Lisa, one thing I've noticed with restaurants is that the price of appetizers are now the price of what your meal used to be. I'm looking at appetizers, a lot of times on the menu, and I've seen those prices go up. And then, all of a sudden, a steak dinner now is $28, $32 at some place, some of these national chains where it used to be $22, $20. And as I mentioned, a lot of people want to go out and about now, but they don't want to be paying outrageous prices for a meal either.
Right. And having worked in the industry a really long time, appetizers, historically, a lot of people actually do eat them as a meal. And so it is interesting is that there might be something going on where it's a lower price point for a meal versus that steak dinner. I know that sounds backwards, but, some people may trade down to order a big appetizer for a meal instead of ordering that steak. So not that that's a good thing, but that definitely can happen. And I think the other thing I just go back to is the demand is still there. Like you said, people want to go out and have fun. And I think it's just going to be a frequency. People are going to make that choice, but it better be worth it for that. If you're going to spend $30 on a steak, the experience needs to be worth it in addition to the food on the plate.
Right.
Lisa, you talk about the lack of inventory at car dealerships from coast to coast. How common of a practice or how more common is it becoming where folks are just going online, looking at a vehicle, buying it sight unseen, and it's delivered to their homes?
Well, I don't collect that data in my study, but what I can tell you from just seeing, reports online, the amount of traffic, interestingly, on those sites is definitely skyrocketing because, again, that experience, that human connection of buying a car, people are like, it's not that worth it. So I might as well just sit at my desk and buy it online. So I don't see that going away anytime soon.
All right, Lisa, thanks so much for spending some time with us. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.